Breast cancer is one of the leading health crises for women in the United States. 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime. Getting a high-quality mammogram and having a clinical breast exam on a regular basis are the most effective ways to detect breast cancer early. And we were talking about that. We were talking about you actually had been going, was it your first exam?
No. I was going every year. After I reached 40, every November, that's when I usually have my mammogram.
So that's kind of scary because we, with women, we're nurturers. We're taking care of everybody else
But yourself.
except ourselves, and so we let it go to a year, year and a half, 2, and sometimes that can be trouble.
Yes, you should go every year.
What is encouraging, though, is that you said you were in stage 4, and you are on the other side of this thing.
Yes.
So that's encouraging for women. I want them to really be able to look at that. I want you to tell us the latest in breast cancer management. What women are doing to take back their lives. What do you think, based on your experience in your organization, what are we doing? How'd you take back your life? Stage 4 would have scared me to death.
Yes, one thing you have to do is be strong. You have to have that faith. You have to believe that you're going to be okay.
Listen, let me tell you right there, that is so good, that is so good, that is so good. I was looking at a show the other day, Dr. Phil, I think it was. It wasn't, it was Dr. Oz.
Oh.
And they were doing something about faith and prayer as it relates to the endorphins in your mind and all of that good stuff, and how that helps you when you're in, crisis or any. So you're saying that is exactly what kind of help you go from minute to minute, day to day?
Right. And you don't need nobody to put you down. You want somebody to help you.
So
talk positive.
Yeah. So the other thing is, and I think that I wrote a book once called "Make Your Mouth a Ministry, Speak Life," and I dealt with that because when my son passed, he talked about, people who come to see you, your friends, and they come and say the darnest things. So what do you do with that when somebody is coming? And usually when you are sick, it's people who are close to you.
Right. They don't know.
How do we find out, though? How do we know not to come and say to you, boy, I'm sorry that happened. My great-grandson died when he got, stage 4 and all of that. What do you say to those people?
You tell them you don't want to hear that. You want something positive. You don't want to hear anything bad. They need to come to build you up, really.
Yeah. Now that's important because I think that I'm going to be very honest with you. When people came to see my husband, I screened them. In other words, he's in a good mood today. We are grateful for where we are. If you cannot control your issues with this, go and get help. Go and get strong because he cannot carry you and him.
Correct.
And I think that's what you're talking about.
That's right.
That's major.
That's right.
So in your organization, what other kinds of things and that goes back to what, that support group?
Right, that support group. And most hospitals have support group for people who have any kind of cancer. You can go there. If you don't have your family, your friends, your co-workers, anybody.
Yeah, because that's the other thing. You need a community, and you don't need to wait. This is one thing I think. You don't need to wait until you get in trouble to have, people who love you, who will take care of you. I think that's the key. Now, you said something about the hospital. Do you know that most of us are not going to go to the hospital until we have to go?
True.
So how else can we have the support? What can we do now, knowing that we don't have cancer, to make sure that if we get in trouble places, that we have people who are speaking gratefulness in our lives? What can we do now?
Well, I always pray about everything.
Okay.
And I pray, and I always let my family, you should have somebody in your family that's close to you that can talk to you.
Okay, so you would need somebody close in the family that can
Yeah.
talk to you. But what if you don't have that? How do we, let's talk about this. If you don't have that support system, are there organizations, are there churches? I mean, where
Yeah.
do we go to kind of connect?
Yeah, you could go to your church.
And
You
if I
can let
don't
them-
go to church, where do I go?
Well, if you're working on your job, when I first found
Good.
out I
That's
had
good.
breast cancer,
That's
I
good.
let everyone on my job know. I told them I need their prayer.
So-
I didn't need their pity.
That's good. Oh, that's good. Don't need pity, need prayer, and there's no shame in my game.
Right.
I need some help because one of the other things that we do is we keep it quiet.
We keep it inside.
And what it does is begin to really tear you up on the inside.
Right.
Is that unbelievable? Now, one of the other things, I was walking with my walking partner, and we were talking about, how to awaken different numb areas in our lives, based on, as women, when you get breast cancer, that's a transformation. That's change, man. How you live, what you do, all of that's change. And one of the things she was saying that when she got into that place, she was more alive in terms of taking care of herself. What do you say to women now? I mean, if they're not serious about this thing?
They need to be serious.
They need to be serious.
They need to be serious.
And how do they get like that? I mean, what do we do with that?
Well, like I say, you have your regular checkup.
Mm-hmm.
You talk to everyone. Since I have been in this organization, I have spoke to ladies that have breast cancer, and they didn't want their kids to know.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think that's, we tend to do that sometimes. We don't want to bother the
We don't,
kids
right.
and all of that good stuff. And things are expensive too. We're going to talk about that a little bit too. I'm so glad with your organization, at least you're able to do blankets. Women are cold. You do some other things too, don't you?
Yes, we pay utility bills for people who having problem to make the decision, should I get chemo or should I pay my bills?
Ooh.
Yeah, if they don't have the right insurance, So what we try to do, we try to pay their electric bill, their water bill, and their gas bill. We can't pay the whole thing, but we try to pay something, keep it from getting cut off.
And so that's why you take donations,
Right.
and people because you do the blankets, you also try to keep them warm in their home if they're
Right.
taking chemo, keep the lights on, and
Right.
all of those kinds of things. That is absolutely awesome. So if we wanted to connect with you, how could we do that?
You can go on our website, All Shades of Pink, and you can see where you can donate. You can see what everything we do. Just like this Saturday, we having a walk.
Oh,
Yeah.
tell us about that. You're having a walk.
We're having a walk at PG Mall.
And that's Prince George's Mall.
Yeah, Prince George Mall, and it's inside. It's from 8 to 10, and it only costs $25, and this money will help us to pay someone else's electric bill.
Okay, I like the idea that you said it's inside, right?
Yes.
I like that because the fact that it's inside, there's no excuse for us to be at the Prince George's Mall walking. What time did you say?
It starts at 8:15 to about 9:45 before the stores open.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea. I
Yeah.
like that. This is the month that women are doing all kinds of things to create funds to help with the research, to do all the things that we need to do in order to help women treat the breast cancer. I really would like to change the lens, and I would like to see what we can do to come up with a cure. I am naive. I know that at some point we had vaccines for different things, but I believe we can do something with this cancer. When we come back, let's talk about how we're getting closer to a cure and some cutting edge treatments that are worth celebrating. And that's important because I think